Okay, today let's begin with working with remote repositories. Before I begin, like yesterday, we have discussed about the rebase, right? The merge, the concept behind the merging and the conflicts, right? These are the things we have discussed in the stash. Today, we have done lot many things. Till now, we have done lot many things on the local repositories, correct? Let me open the architectural diagram. Hmm. So we were working on this part, like we have understood this and we are working on this local repository till now, right? This is the part we were. Till now, we did not go to remote, right? We were doing so many things. We have learned so many things, done many things on this local repo. Now, let's suppose, okay, we are ready with our repository. Our changes are done. Our code is ready. We are done with our changes. Now it is the time you can move these changes to remote. You can move these changes to remote repository, right? So what is this remote repository and how this work? Remote repository is nothing but an online management system, okay, where you can host your repositories like Git or any local repositories you can host, and also you can share with others. That's the point here. You can share it with others. So GitHub works like an online management system where you can host your repositories. Means your GitHub can be your remote repository. GitHub, Bitbucket, GitLab, all of this works like your remote repositories. Mm. GitHub, Bitbucket, right? GitLab, all of them works like a remote repositories. So you can host your local here and share it with others. That's how teams collaborate. If you know GitHub, you can work with any others very easily, right? The user interface might be a bit different, but the options and all would be almost similar. So now what we'll do, we will go and create a free account on this GitHub and try to push our local repository and create a remote, and then push and pull the code from remote to local, local to remote, and so on, right? So let's begin with this. Okay, so now let me check the status. Right, we are on this branch too. I'm just checking everything is clean or not. On master also everything is clean. All right. So now let us push these changes to remote. So like I said, your GitHub, we can use GitHub as a remote repository. So go to github.com. So this is our github.com. Go here and create a free account. Okay, just like any Gmail account, you can create a free account. You'll get some username and password. See, this is the username. This is my username, my account username. Similarly, you can create some username and password. Create a free account on GitHub. Okay, now, okay, this is where I can push my local repository. So to push, you need an address, right? So create some repository like repo1. Okay, this already exists. I'm just giving some name. Okay, report already there, repository. Okay, so fine. I'm just creating a repository, a public repository. So here you can see this URL. Okay, copy this URL. This is the address or this is the location for our remote repository, right? Now go to, okay, go here. Go to your local. Okay, now here you need to tell the remote repository address to your local repository. Means like you need to map this local to your remote. How do you do that? Git remote add origin the URL. What does it mean? What is this remote add origin? See, git remote add origin means origin is like a keyword or else an alias name which will hold this URL, which will hold this remote repository address. Okay, origin is a keyword or an alias name which will hold this remote repository address. Okay, whenever you can give any name to this origin also, like I'm again repeating, it's like a variable. You can give any name. I have given origin, you may give my repo or else my remote repo or else X, whatever, any name you can give. But the general practice or the best practice is the standards are we give the name as origin. Origin means your remote repository. From next time onwards, I will not refer this entire URL. Simply I'll say origin, like push to origin, pull from origin, and so on. Right? So that's first you have to add this origin. How do you know whether origin is added or not? You can check git remote -v. V means verbose. Okay, you will see here like your origin is set to this for fetching and pushing. Okay, fine. Now let's say I want to push my code to see. Now if you see here, there's nothing on this, right? It's an empty one. Now you want to push the changes, right? So what you will do, git push origin master. I want to push this origin master. Means git push origin means origin is a remote repository, master is the branch name. Now if you see, yes, you have the master branch push which all with all the files and with all the comments that were there in local. But listen here carefully, this is a public repository, right? Anyone can download, means anyone can pull it, but no one can push it. You need to have authentication or you need to have permissions to push, right? So what it will ask is for the first time when you are pushing, because this is not my first time, it's not asking me. Otherwise, what it will ask you for the first time, it will ask you for the username and password. Okay, what username and password you should provide here?
Your GitHub username and password, the one which we have created.
This is the username,
Yeah,
right? But
correct.
these are not the credentials you will give there. Okay, that's the
Okay.
point to make a note. That's why
Okay.
I just make a note of it. Okay, we should not provide them. Then what you will provide? Just go to settings. Okay, with the latest changes, okay, Git is
Mm.
not accepting username and password. Okay, you have to give your tokens. You have to create a personal access token. And also you create ones, that is fine. So only once you can create. Go to developer settings, personal access tokens. Okay, you can go for classic or beta is also fine. You can go to classic, generate a new token, give some name. Sorry, this is first authentication first. Okay, so once you give some token name like my token or a demo token, some name, give some token name, and expiration means the token will work only for 30 days. So for our lab, like you can keep forever, whatever you want, you can keep it. Okay, I'm giving for 7 days and some description if you want, owner, okay, owner of the account, and then yeah, that's all. You don't need much. The unique token is there. That's all. Generate token. Okay, if you want to actually, if you want to like we will give only certain repositories so that you can refine the permissions. But for now, that's fine. Generate the token. So this is the token which you have to save throughout. Okay, if you lost it, you have to go and create a new account. Otherwise, if it's not your account, you may not be able to create them. Okay, the owner should give you the token. Am I making sense? So, so what you can do, just save it. Now, whenever it prompts for username and password, you have to give username can be any name. It could be token name or anything. Need not be necessarily token name only, anything. But password should be that access token you generated.
Ma'am,
Only
I think the name should be your email ID, which is registered on the github.com.
username can be anything. That's what I'm saying. Username, you can give any random name here when it prompts for. Password should be that personal access token only. Okay, you may give username as your actual username or else some random name, anything of your choice. Password is the one that is needed, the access token. Good. Or to avoid confusion, just give this username or token name also fine. Anything is fine. Any random name is also fine. Okay. Right. So this is only for the first time it will prompt, give us that's all. Only once you have to do that. So done, master is pushed. If you want to push origin B1, let's say I want to push B1. Okay, you can refresh here. Okay, this is the B1. And yeah, you have all the changes in here. Right? Right, that's how you push the branches. Are we good? Okay. So similarly, if you have B2 also, you can push the same. Okay. And let me check the branch list. I'm having couple of branches here. Okay, fine. So I have pushed master and B1. If you want, you can push everything else. So now let's suppose, okay, till now we have created branches, but we did not delete them, right? Let me also show you deleting a branch. Let's suppose I want to delete some branch. Git branch -d. Let's say I want to delete B2 branch. See, what is that error? The branch B2 is not fully merged. If you are sure you want to delete it, run git branch -d B2. Right? So what is that? What does
It
it
is
mean?
not mu it is
Oh.
not merged with the master.
So what happens if you delete it?
We'll lose the
We'll
We'll
lose the
see
changes.
update. Yeah.
So that's what it's giving you warning. It's not merged to any other branches, but you are deleting it. You may lose the changes. Still, if you want to continue, you can use capital D.
Ma'am, -d capital D means it's forcefully deleted, na?
Yeah.
No, yeah. It is not much, but still we are deleting it. Confirming delete. Okay. So now the branch will be gone if you see, right? There is no B2. Okay, let me also delete B1. Okay, first try with B1. Again the same. Okay, it too got some unmerged changes. I'm using capital D. Okay, git branch -d B1. So okay, done.
But this B1 would be available in our remote location, which we have pushed.
Yeah. So if you see here, it is deleted, but it is still here. Means what happened?
The
It is
remote location,
deleted locally.
local report.
Right? It's not from, we did not delete from remote. So what
So
if you want to delete from remote? You can do it in multiple ways. You can go here and delete this B2. Okay, sorry, B1, you can delete from here. Or else what you can do, you can also delete from here, right? You can also make the delete happen on remote from your local. How do you do that?
get remote
Push horizon,
FMD.
delete B1, right? Right? It says it is
Yeah.
deleted. Let's see here. Yeah. Here you can see it's deleted, right? Master.
Preeti ma'am, please share the command history on the chat every day.
Hmm?
Command history. Which
Hmm.
command you run on the command? So
Hmm.
yeah, please share the
You have this in the drive. You have everything, all these commands in the Google Drive. You
Okay,
have
ma'am.
got the access to Google Drive, right? There you have all these command list. Sharing them in the chat, those will not be copied properly. It will be messed up. You have all of them on the drive. Okay. So clear everyone, this is how you push the changes. And let me go to some point which we discussed in the previous classes. Do you all remember in the beginning we have discussed something we have discussed something like creating local repositories can be done in two ways. Do you remember that? In the first class of Git, I have explained when we are discussing the architecture. Anyway, I'll explain. See, we have discussed like how to create local repositories. Local repositories can be created in two ways. One use case is like assume that it's a new project, there's nothing on remote, right? It's a new project. So you develop your local repository manually with the Git in it, an empty repository, then develop the files and then push it. That's one thing, right? Another way is the second method is like already project is there on remote, right? You have to copy from remote and create a local repository, correct?
It's a clone, ma'am.
Yes.
Do you remember these two use cases,
Yes.
everyone? Yeah.
Yes,
So
yes.
till now, what we are doing is the first one. Like assume there's nothing on remote. We developed it locally. We did Git in it. Then we connected it with the remote. How did we connect it with remote? Using this Git remote add
Using the
origin.
URL.
Yeah, Git remote add origin. Then it's connected, and that's how we are doing. Right now, let's take up the second use case. Second use case is like you are already having a repo. Means let's take some repository which is already existing, right? Let's say you have this. Okay, let's say you have some repository here, repo one. Okay, assume that so many already some commits are there. So there might be some n number of commits, branches, and so on. Now I join the project. I just want to create a copy of it and get a copy of it and create a local repository. Right? I did not create an empty repository and all. So how to do that? Let's see that use case now.
We can clone, ma'am.
Yep. See here, this is our repository which I already created, right? Now, this is project which I created like from my local and pushed it. Let's come out. So on my desktop, I want to create a copy of this.
क्या हुआ उसको?
So what we can do? See, this is your repo. Go here. You will see this clone or download link. Okay. Then do here git clone this URL. Okay. So when you clone this,
అది
what happens?
కదలలేదా?
Please keep
వదలమన్నా నమ్మగా?
muted. Please keep muted, everyone.
Sorry, Preeti.
Git clone this URL. Okay. So git clone the URL and you will get the repository cloned. On the desktop, you can see now repo one. Right? What is this cloning? What is meant by clone? What is the dictionary meaning of clone?
Copy.
Copying, right? So
Copy.
here
Similar
also the
letter.
same. You are copying and creating a local repository. Also, if you see hidden files, you will see .git. Means this repo one is another local repository created for you. Means this is another way to create a local repository. Yesterday we took an empty directory, did Git in it. That's a local. This is another local repository. Now I am having two local repositories on my system. Am I good? Understood.
Yes.
Also, at this point, when you do git remote verbose -v, see it's already connected. Like we did git remote add origin. These are the points you have to make a note of it. Got it, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Come on, speak up.
Yeah.
Yes,
And
no,
which location? Where was the location we were getting? We are getting that
no.
the clone URL.
I'll show you again where we are getting. Let me just consolidate what we did. This is an empty directory I created few days back. Then I did git in it here. Right? So this become a local repository. Whenever I do git, it will have .git. Any folder which is having .git means you can understand it's a local repository. Okay? It's a local repository. Then this is another local repository. How did I get this with the git clone? Okay? This is another local repository, git clone. Whenever you do git clone, you get a copy. Also, if you see, you will see the hidden folders also. Also, whenever you do this, it is already connected to remote. Okay. But here you need to connect it with remote with git remote add command. Understood now, everyone? Anyway, both are connected to remote. You push and pull. Got the concept? All of you? I want everyone to be clear with this. Understood this part?
No,
Yes,
no,
sir.
could you please explain this once again, Priti?
Ma'am, I have a question. Should I reconfigure username and email ID in this new repo?
Yeah, you have to. You have to. See, if it is public repository, git clone will do automatically. Okay?
Okay.
If it is private, git clone also asks for credentials. Next thing, to push either or private or public means if you have to push there means either private or public, you have to give the credentials. It will prompt you. Same again. Same commands you do here, git push again. Same concept. Once it is a... So again, the same concept, git push, okay, git pull, same. Why this? Okay. Git push, git pull, same concept. Once it is a local repository, it is all same again. Okay, good. This is just another folder. This is another folder. Understood?
Yeah.
And
Yes.
you are asking something, someone has to repeat somewhere.
No, I'm the one.
Yeah.
It's clear now.
Okay, okay. This is separate directory. This is separate directory. Two repos, and this is mapped to this is mapped to repo 1 on remote. This is mapped to repo 3 on remote. Okay, it is mapped to one. You can also map it to multiple. Maybe I can also map it to another one. How do you do? Here also you can map it if you want to another multiple repos. How do you do? Already origin is added. You do git remote add new origin. I told you, right? You can give different name. Repo 3's URL. Whatever, repo 4, whatever you want. Here also you can again run it and map it to multiple. So whenever you want git push origin or git push new origin, that's how you can push to multiple remote repos also. Right? See, this is the one you should have clarity on because people lack this clarity. That's common because we jump into work, we just do the things. We cannot concentrate on what's happening at the back end many times. But if you know these things, it would be very good.
This git remote add new origin is a command, right?
Yes.
Yes.
And this repo force URL you have to put, not
Okay.
the name. Like we did right already. Command is same, just I wrote the syntax.
That git remote add a new origin repo for which takes that from local repo to remote, madam.
That will connect local repo to repo 4. That command is to connect.
Actually,
Okay.
where is this repo for?
On the GitHub.
Okay.
Like repo 1, there might be another repo 4. I gave an example. If you want to connect to it, you can run again this command with another alias name. Already origin is one alias. If you want to use another alias name. Is it confusing?
Yeah, little.
Which part is confusing?
This add origin or new origin, are there repository names?
Okay, let me tell you. Origin names, these are alias names. Okay, you may give origin, different names, origin, or else my origin, or else X, some variable name. Those are like variable names. Why so many? I have already added this to repo 1. Maybe I want to push this to some other repo on remote, repo 2, repo 3. Okay, those URLs means you can connect to multiple things. Same local can be connected to multiple repos this way.
Where we can see in the web, in this GitHub, this origin alias names.
Alias name is your own name you give in your local. These commands you run in your local, right? You give any name of your choice, either origin or new origin or X or Y or Z or so and so repo, any name of your choice. These are user defined names. You give any name of your choice here and map it to the remote repo. Oh. History is lost. Okay. We are doing this, right? Git remote add origin URL, right? Origin is a keyword. This one you can give any name of your choice. Okay. And map it to the remote repository by keeping its URL. Like for repo 1, here is the URL, right? This is the URL. Similarly, for repo 2, there will be another URL. That's how you map it. Repo 3's URL. Right? Understood now? Still confusion.
Ma'am, how we can connect by SSH to my remote repo?
Let's talk about this one. Okay, I'll talk about SSH in few minutes. Understood this, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Someone said there is a confusion. Is it resolved or still
Yeah,
confusion?
yes, yes.
Confirm me if it is resolved or still confusion also, you can let me know.
What is alias? What you are giving, we cannot see those alias, right? It's not reflect anywhere. Like any name that any new origin, anything that's not reflecting anywhere.
Here you can see git remote -v, you can see here. See,
Okay.
already this repo
Okay.
one is connected to this. Okay. Let's say I have one more remote repository on remote. I want to connect to that also. What I'll do, git remote add X. Okay, that new URL. Whatever it is. I can do that. Of course, it will not work because I did not give proper URL.
Yes, right.
But here, see, means I may push to origin. If I say git push origin, it will go there. If I say git push X, it will go to this repo.
Okay, okay.
Clear now?
Yes.
Right?
Yes,
That's how this is all just additional thing. You can map it to any number of repos this way. Okay, origin is like an alias name. Generally, we give origin only. 1 second, please. Right? So yeah, this is the one where we have cloned, right? Whether you clone or whether you create locally, then connect anything by the end, it's the same. Okay, all right. Now you have got some changes. Now you may create here, push towards and do anything here. Okay, let me show you some few things here. We have seen push, right? What if I want to get something from remote? Let's say I want to get some changes from remote.
Pull.
This is the repository I have. Okay, let me do one thing. See, this repository will be shared across a team of people. So someone else might have also pushed their changes here, right? So assume that some others push the changes. I'm creating from here itself UI. Generally, we don't do it from UI. Just to show you some example quickly. Let's say someone else pushed some changes. Okay, I'm creating a file, committing the changes here. Okay, so file 4 is okay. Now let's say, okay, I have got this. Now, yeah, I want to get the updates from remote. How to do that? Git pull origin master, right? Git pull origin master. What it does now? Let's see.
It updates all
In
the
the
folders.
master file.
Yeah.
The latest changes.
Yeah. So you can see here file 4 as well. Here also open that repository. This is previous one only. Let me open that repo here. Open folder, which we have cloned. This one, right? This is the one I created yesterday. This is the one we cloned. Whatever it is. Now here also at the back end, you see this. Launch the terminal. And okay, I have got the changes pulled. Yeah, okay, it's all clean. So you got the changes. That's how you pull the changes, right? Pull means updates. Whatever changes are on remote, right? Whatever, maybe someone else might have pushed. There will be so many people working on it, right? So if you want to get the updates, this is how you do, right? Let me just create one more file. I want to show you one other thing. Okay, so this is created. And now let's suppose I want to get those changes, right? So what is the command to get those changes?
Git pull.
Git pull,
pull
right? There is
remote.
another command, interesting command, git fetch.
Git fetch.
What is
using.
this? Let's see. Okay, it says that, okay, there were some updates. It's like giving us some verbose. But where is this file for? Right? We did not get that. Fetch is just like it will give you this verbose, right? Like it is telling you there were some updates on remote, but it will not actually download them to your local, right? What you have to do, you have to do git pull. Pull is the one which does the action. See, you got the file, right? These three commands looks and sound similar. Okay.
Git fetch pull.
First is the clone, okay, and then pull and fetch. They look similar and they sound similar, but how different they are? What is git clone?
It'll create the copy
Git
of
complete
the
for
Yeah, this
repository.
is for the first time only you will do it. It will
Yeah.
copy entire remote and create a local, right? This is only for the first time you do it. It will create a local Git repository. Okay. Pull is from next time onwards, you do pull. It will pull from remote updates. You get the updates from remote. Like I told you, like many people might be making changes. You want to get the latest. So you will pull the changes. Fetch is just, it will show you there were updates. That's all, by giving some verbose. That's it. It will not do anything in action. Whereas pull is the one which does some action. Pull is like fetch plus merge. Understood?
Yes. Pull, can we fetch only, can you pull only one file or we have to
Commits. See, commits. Always remember, Git doesn't work with the files. Git works with the commits. Whatever committed changes are there, those commits you will get here.
Excuse me, clone means local to remote or remote to local?
Remote to
Remote
local.
to local.
Remote to local.
You are copying from remote to local and creating a local repository. That's what we discussed, right? Two ways of creating local.
So whatever the incremental changes are exist in the remote, that those changes, if we want to get to local, we will use pull, right?
Correct. Yes. Yes.
So fetch will only tells us are there any changes happen at the remote side.
Right. Okay. So, we were talking about, I lost the context. Okay. We were talking about the differences between the fetch, pull, and the clone, right? Those are the different things you have. And yeah, those are the basic commands. And we'll see few scenarios of pulling and pushing. Yeah, I got the context. See, I'm about to show here this thing. Okay, git log. Okay. Let me show you the detailed log. Okay, so here you can see the changes, and whichever you are from remote also, you will see the person and the email ID kind of. These are all on local, and you will see this from remote. This is from GitHub. You see github.com, right? These are from remote. Like pulled, when you pull, you go these changes. These are on local. Okay. And Q will close that. Quit. When you quit, you will come out of it.
Like origin/head is similar to origin.master, the first statement. Origin/head versus origin/master. Is that verbose kind of thing?
That's just pointing the topmost commit in the branch. Like the head is a pointer which points to the latest commit.
Right.
Let me show you another thing here. Okay. First, I'll talk about the conflict thing. Okay. Here, let's say some person is creating a file called file6. Okay, file6 is created. Okay. Now, okay, that file, do you have that locally?
No.
No.
Right? We don't have it. And let's say I'm just creating some other file here. Okay. I'm not bothered about what happens on remote because so many changes will be there, right? So let it be. Now what we have to do, it's a local repository, right? Same old story. What should we do?
Let's get committed, add it,
Git add
And submit.
and
commit.
git commit -m on local, right? So good, all the changes were committed. Let's say I'm done with my changes. Okay, I'm ready with my changes. Now I want to push to remote. See, unless I push to remote, no one else can see my changes, isn't it? So now I want to push to remote. What I should do?
Get push the origin
Git push
file
origin,
name.
right? File name. See, we push the commits, isn't it? Not the file. So just git push origin or else git push origin master will do. So why? What's happening? See what happened? Why it rejected?
Actually, there is already one file no, which is not pushed on, pulled on your local repository.
See, it is rejected saying that, see, updates were rejected because remote contains some work that you do not have locally. Means if you have something on remote, okay, which you do not have locally, you have to get that first to your local. Okay, you have to get those changes to your local first.
Yeah, okay.
Always that's a thumb rule. Always a thumb rule is, in simple layman terms, you need to have the latest copy. Means let's say I have cloned it on January 1st. Today it is 7th or 10th. Okay, so meanwhile, so many others might have made changes, right? You took 10 days to make some changes or complete your what task. Before you pull, the thumb rule always is you have to pull. Make your repository update. Then you can push. Right? This is the thumb rule you have to always remember. So what you have to do, it's giving you clue. Git pull origin. Pull the changes. Okay. Now, do you see that? I should see a change. What is that change we have? What it is saying?
It's not available.
Oh, it's not applied. Okay, 1 minute. Git pull origin. Need to specify how to reconcile. Okay, let me say.
Master is
Yeah,
missing.
yeah. Okay, still the same. You have divergent branches, need to specify how to reconcile them. 1 second. Repo 1 only, right? We are pulling. Repo 1 master. And you can do so by running on the following command sometime before. Git pull rebase if you want to. Okay, git config pull rebase false. Git config pull rebase true. Git pull fast forward only. I'll tell you what are those rebases. This is saying it will do fast forward only, means merge only. Okay, it will allow the merge. Now let me do git pull. Now it's saying cannot be fast forward. You need to either git merge or git rebase only.
Yes.
Okay, now you got the file. It is like a merging, right? See, pull is like a merge. But what did the merge we learned till now from one branch to another, right? Here, pull is like a merge only from remote to local. Okay, so here it was asking to merge with the no off. Like it cannot do fast forward for certain reasons. It's saying how to reconcile divergent branches. Already there was a commit ahead in this branch. So that might be the reason we are seeing it. So now we got this file, right? Now if you see the status, right, it should be good. Now let us try to push. Git push origin master. Right now, your change might have been pushed. Earlier, we don't have this file 7 or the commit corresponding to it. Now, right, you got this file as well as the commit. Got it, everyone? This is the one we did there, right? Some merge. Everything got pushed. The thing here is whenever you are pushing, you have to make a pull. Get the changes to your local before you push. Same is the concept with the conflict also. You will see the same scenario in the case of conflict. Means let's say here, it's a different file, right? But still you have to pull. Same file also you have to pull. Let's take up a scenario where you will get a conflict. I'm creating a file here. File 8. Not txt. Okay, some changes were here already. Now I'm not bothered about what's happening there. I need this file. I'm creating this. Okay, so that's a new file. Okay, you have to add file 8. Okay, done. Okay, so the changes are done. Okay, now yeah, now I want to push the change. What should I do?
Git push origin master.
What happens now? What
It
will
will give
happen?
error.
Let's see, git push origin. See, it says that updates were rejected because remote contains some work that you do not have locally. So what you should do?
Pull.
Git pull origin master. Again, the same. You have
Yeah.
to merge with. Okay. Trying to merge. What happens now? See, conflict. Do you see that? Automatic merge failed. Why is this happening? Again, the reason for conflict is same. What I told, source is missing some commits which are there on destination, right? Here also the same. Source is missing some commits which are there on destination. What is the destination here?
Remote directory.
Remote repository. Source is this one. This is not having some commit which is already there on this file, right? Particular file 8. So it's the same file. And also source is missing some commits which are there on destination. And hence the conflict. Right? Again, how you resolve the conflict is also same. Right? Reason is same. How do you resolve is also same. Right? So how do you resolve? You edit this file like how you want it and you commit it. The only difference is earlier it was a conflict within my local repository. So I am a decision maker. I'll decide what changes to keep, what to remove. Right? But now I have to sit with the person with whom I got the conflict, discuss, and then decide, isn't it? Because this is my change, and this is a change from someone else. So we have to sit, discuss, and decide the changes and resolve the conflict. That is the only difference. Understood?
Yes.
How do you know with whom you got conflict? When you see the comments, you will see here, right? The person ID, you will see, right? Like the email ID and all, you will say this is local, this is local, this is from remote. So you just can see their details here because it's all mine and showing the same name, but you can see the email ID. Do you see? So that's how you identify the person, discuss and decide the changes. That's the only difference.
So the first, when we start with the day, with anything, first we do the pull from the repository, then start.
Yes, you have to pull before you start, or else you can make changes, but before you push, you have to pull. Anyway, it will ask you, even though you forget, it will not allow you. You have to do that. It's not mandatory. First, you have to pull and then do. You can make your changes, but whenever you are pushing, it will prompt you, you have to pull and then go ahead. Right? So I'm resolving again. I want to keep both. I can click this. or else I want only to keep this part, whichever is there, I can keep incoming change. Sorry, incoming means which is coming from remote, this one, or else current change means this one. I can decide, right? I can choose. So let me save this. Yeah, what you have to do, you have to add and commit. So it is also giving you git to abort the merge, or else if you want, you can merge it. What I'm doing is git a commit minus, because I made some changes, conflicts. Right? Okay, done. Now you can push. That's what we are trying to do, right? Git push. Okay, done. So here this file is having both the changes. On remote also, I just push those changes. It will have both the things.
But
Understood?
yeah, but ma'am, suppose multiple developer changes in the multiple files, so how we can resolve this issue?
Repeat again.
Suppose multiple developers, suppose two
Okay.
developers made the same changes in the multiple files. So how we can resolve the issue?
See, the concept is same. Whenever, if they make multiple changes also, when they commit, they get the conflict, right? Multiple developers, they get the conflict. Only once they resolve, you see them on the remote, isn't it? That is resolved. You are seeing them on remote means by that time it's resolved. It could be multiple files or single file. It's a commit.
Yeah.
So yeah, already the committed changes will be there here. So it's always one conflict you will get. Maybe conflict may be in multiple files or whatever. Particular conflict scenario is once at a time. One at a time. Just a second, please. Clear, everyone? Any questions? Understood, all of you?
Yes, madam.
Yeah.
Shiva Krishna, Ravi, Sriharsh, everyone? Clear?
Yes, yes.
But
Particularly
ma'am,
who are new to this. They are experienced people as well, or as well as freshers are also there. So let everyone confirm and give a chance to talk. Got it clear, all of you?
Yes.
otherwise,
Yes, please.
Yep.
Terraform is mandatory, right?
Terraform is mandatory for what?
For this Git bash.
No.
See, Terraform is totally different tool. Okay. Am I speaking to Omar?
Yeah, ma'am. Tell me.
Okay. See, Omar, Terraform is totally a different tool. Okay. It's a infrastructure provisioning tool. Okay. Using
Okay.
Terraform, you will create your infrastructure on any cloud. Okay.
Okay.
So Git and Terraform are not related, but how they come in picture is when you are creating infrastructure with Terraform, you generate certain Terraform config files. Okay,
Okay,
those
ma'am. Which code you are using, ma'am, for this?
let me finish. I'll take up each question one by one. Listen first.
Yeah.
Okay, using Terraform, we generate some certain config files, right? Those config files will be version controlled in Git. Like here,
Okay.
I'm using some text files for our understanding. Okay, the concept, everything is same. There you will see the Terraform files. That's all. Terraform
Okay.
and Git are not related in any other way. Any files,
Okay.
not only Terraform config files, Kubernetes files, Ansible playbooks, anything can be version controlled this way.
Okay, ma'am.
You don't bother about whether it is text file or Terraform file. So that way I'm teaching you Git, and then we will learn Terraform separately. And Terraform is not mandatory in all DevOps projects. There are DevOps projects where they are not using Terraform also. But Terraform is good to learn, which is having good demand in the market right now for infrastructure.
Yeah, ma'am. Yeah.
Now, second question, you're asking something.
Yeah, ma'am. Which code you are using, ma'am?
Which code? Code for what?
That screen, black color screen.
This is not a code. This is VS editor. VS code editor means it's an editor to prepare to create your files. Like you have Notepad, Notepad++, right?
Okay. Okay.
Like that, this is VS code editor. How to download, how to use it, I have shown you in the first class of Git. It's very
Okay.
simple. Just download it. It's like an editor where you can work with your files, modify and all.
Okay.
And also, this is also not mandatory. If you don't have this editor, also fine. You can use if you are using Mac, you can use terminal.
Terminal, ma'am. Okay.
Simply terminal. This one. From here also you can run Git commands. If
Okay.
you are in Windows, when you install Git, you will see something called Git bash. Okay.
Yeah, Git bash I have, ma'am. Yeah.
You can use that is also. This is
Okay.
just so that instead of Notepad, I can manage my files here. That's all.
Okay.
Ma'am, we can use a CMD also, no, with this.
1 second, Rawat. Any other question, Omar?
No, ma'am. Yeah.
All right. Yes, Rawat, please go ahead.
Ma'am, can we use the CMD command with this code? Editor.
CMD prompt, you are saying command prompt?
No, sorry. Yeah, CMD. We can use same now with the CMD command prompt.
CMD doesn't allow you to run Git commands. You need a bash environment. That's why you use Git bash. When you install Git on your Windows, you will have Git bash where you will be using this.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Or PowerShell you can use. Yep.
Ma'am, suppose if our local repository is not updated, like up to date, or the not sync with the remote repository. Consider if a local repository has some 7 files, and even and we are working with an eighth file. So eighth file is the new one from our local repository. So if you want to push that eighth file to remote, so we need to again pull, or we can directly push the eighth file.
First correction is you will not pull and push the files. Okay, you will push and pull the commits. Right? That's the first clarity you need to have. And the second thing is, like I said, already there are some commits. Okay, you want to push the commits, right? Let's say there is a commit D which is having your eighth file. You want to push this commit D, right? You have to pull and then only push anything, any number of files it could be or whatever. You have to first pull and then push. See, why there is a confusion? You forget about, let's say, see, I have cloned my repository on January 1st. Today it's January 11th. Okay, I'm least bothered about someone else have pushed the changes on remote or not. I need not go and check manually. I will straight away run push command. Either there are changes, if there are any changes, it will ask me to do a pull. I'll pull then and then push.
Okay. So we can directly push if you get
You
any.
can directly push. It's not a problem. It will not allow you. It will anyway prompt you to do pull. So you don't need manually check whether someone pushed or not, or should I do pull? What is the confusion? What is the problem? Just simply push. It will ask you to pull. But when it asks you to pull, don't get confused. That's a thumb rule. You have to pull before you push. So you follow it.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Priti, I have one question. This one. If file 1 and file 2 is already committed, but I have to ignore in remote. I'm not pushing for the file 1, file 2 to the remote. What should I do?
You have to
If
first
suppose
ignore it locally.
ignoring that starting in ignore comment was there. Yeah.
You
If,
have to ignore it locally. A commit will be created. You push it. Then these files will not be pushed. Anyway, in local, whatever are there in the commits, then only it will. In local, you don't have these files committed when you use git ignore. Correct?
okay, suppose can I clone the 3 more repository like 1 and 2 and 3?
Those different directories, not into the same
Okay.
directory.
Okay.
See, this is already a local repo. You
Okay.
might have created it with git clone or git init, whatever it is, it's already local repo. How do you know? When you see .git, means it's a local repo. You can't clone here. If you do git clone, it will not allow you. You can't do this. You have to go to another fresh directory and do git clone.
You can clone at a one or two. That's all. One one or two reports. That's all.
1 or 2 repos meaning you can clone anything outside this repository. On my desktop, I can have any number of repos, but I can't have another repo in repo 1. Repo 1 is already local repo. I can't have another local repo inside this local repo.
Okay.
Clear?
Yeah.
See here on my desktop, I have so many local repos. This is the one I created today with git clone. This is the one I created with git demo. For that matter, these are also local repos. Git PHP, EKS Terraform. Okay.
Repo in a sense, a directory you are referring.
That's all right. You remember this architecture, isn't it?
Yeah.
Recollect over here. Repository is nothing but a folder. Working
Yeah.
directory is also a folder. It's one
Yeah.
and the same. So
I
yes,
got it.
it's a
Yeah.
folder or a directory where you have your project files kept. You want to version control means you make it a git repo by doing git init or git clone. Right? Repository means git repository means where you have your files which will be version controlled by git.
Okay, sure.
See, okay, see, this is one repository. This is another repository. This is another. This is another. We will be creating so much. These are all Git repositories. Okay, see here, this Terraform one. Okay, these are the files we have ignored. I'll just show you an example. Okay, if you are interested, you will not understand those changes now. Okay, but also don't get panic. We will go through them one by one. Just how Git is used, I'll show you. We were creating simply .text files and using it. Here are the actual files will be like this. We'll be using again Git here. This is okay. First, let me go to, yeah, I'm there only. Okay. I don't think, okay. Git status. Do you see? Of course, they are not committed. But do you see .git ignore? Terraform TF state, Terraform TF state backup. These are the files which will have sensitive data. I don't want to version control. I placed in .git ignore. Making sense? See, this is the state file. This is the state backup file. They are automatically generated. Don't worry that you are going to prepare them. Okay. Those are automatically generated files which will have sensitive data. When you do git plan, git apply, those commands generate. So I'm ignoring with git. Got it, everyone? Whoever having confusion, like how we'll use it for Terraform or some other projects, this is how. This is all Git. You have to add these files, right? And push to remote. It is not yet connected to remote. Git remote -v. Not yet connected. We can add git remote add origin and push to remote. Got it? These are all remote repositories. You can have any number of remote repositories. This is one Docker file. This one is what we will create. This is created by developers. This is what we will create for Dockerizing the application. What is this? We'll learn. This is also will be version controlled. I don't think I have initialized here. Okay, here what you have to do git init and push to remote.
Madam, here also we will come across that conflict, madam, in Docker. Docker, if someone changes anything, will arrive in that conflict also, madam.
Yeah, any files, same concept. It's a file, Docker file. You will put on GitHub. Yes, you will get conflicts.
Okay, madam. Okay.
That's what I'm showing you. These are all the files. This is the source code repository, means developer's code. In that repository, you will create this Docker file. This is the rest of the things. These are developer's code. These two are our files, DevOps files. Of course, Docker file will be created by developers also, but we will be also doing this because this is not again coding. This is Docker file with the Docker commands. Okay.
All those developer code, you clone that from a repo, madam.
Yes, I cloned from existing public repos are there on GitHub. Okay, which we'll be using for our labs. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
So
Thank you.
here, there you will, as a DevOps person, we'll be learning this one. Okay. So again, this is a file. Yes, some other DevOps person will make changes, will get conflicts. Concepts remain. Only your files changes. Whether it is a text file or whether it is a Docker file, Git concepts remain same. Hope you got an idea now, everyone.
Yes, ma'am.
This is why, this is what I'm telling you. Developers, I mean, DevOps teams work with other teams closely. Other teams closely in the sense, you are containerizing their apps. You create this Docker file, you create the Jenkins file for CI/CD. It doesn't mean that you do the code. These are just the commands. When you run each command one by one, it will be very simple. These are the Docker commands, not the code. Okay. Anyway, this is just to give you some idea of how your projects are going to be, how you are using Git to version control them. Coming back to our repo. Concept is same, just I'm showing you with the text files. As we progress, we'll go to our real repositories. Because see, to go to remote repo, first you need to pull and push them properly, right? So first you will learn Git so that you can pull, push, and then make changes, push to remote. And then once the changes are on remote, you will create a pipeline from them. Those are all the concepts coming up. I'll just give you one more
Priti,
simple.
yeah, when to use like access token, like when we are committing to the other repositories as a team member?
If you're pushing to remote, you have to use it. Push to remote or pull to remote, you have to. If it is public repo, you need to only when push it will ask. If it is a private, for pull also, you have to use your access tokens.
Every time, every commit, right?
Only once for the first time, not for commits, to push or to pull.
Okay, to push and
For the first time, once it will ask.
okay.
Priti, since we are in a, the files are in public, so what if anybody logs in any other one, he can go ahead and mess up my code, right? So that would be a problem.
On the remote file 7 you're talking about?
No, anyway, see,
Hmm.
I have pushed my repository, which is
Hmm.
in the
Hmm.
public, and the other person who is also working on that, he might have done something wrong coding or something. He messed up the file and he saved it. So that would mess up the complete project, right? Whatever the work we have done it.
See, actually what happens is in the branches, like in the real branches, direct push will not be possible. Means you committed, you can't push to it, the branch directly. No one can push to the branch. That's how branch rules will be set. There'll be branch
Okay.
protection rules. Okay. Somewhere in the settings you can see. Branches. See, branch protection rules. Okay, you have to add the protection rule. This will be done by the lead or the manager in the project. Okay, they will write some branch protection rules. Means they'll put these settings in such a way that direct commits will not be allowed. See, require a pull request. What is a pull request? That's called PR. PR, pull request or merge request. You might have heard about it. So only with pull request, it will, if I select this, even I can't push directly. You have to raise a PR. We'll discuss PRs tomorrow. So
So
only with the,
it has to go proper approval process, right?
yeah, you have to raise a PR. Means you want to push to this master branch, means you will raise a PR. Okay, that will be reviewed by your lead or a manager or seniors, whoever are the approval persons. You will also create the approvals. How many approvals? Maybe there might be 2 minimal approvals, not one also. It depends. And also you decide, you add those approvals here. So only once they approve, you can, your changes will be merged into master. Okay. Also, this is the real branch, right? You will not make changes directly here. You will create another branch. Locally, you can create, you check out from master, or else here also you can create, see here, create branch from B1. Okay, a new branch will be created here. So you make on some dummy branches here, then raise a PR. I'll show you tomorrow. Okay, you make changes here, then raise a PR means pull request to master. From B1, with the approvals, you will merge to master. Okay, like you have this B1 on local also, you make changes on B1, push to B1. Then on P1 here you raise a PR. With approvals only it will be merged.
And
Okay.
tomorrow we can get SSH, how
See,
we can.
SSH or SSH, to understand this SSH, you need to have some idea on SSH concept, which is a Linux concept. We are going to cover that concept once we start Linux. Okay, then once you understand SSH, you can try it out. It is also, it will give you very clearly what you have to do. Right? Then you can try it out.
Okay.
After completing SSH in Linux. First of all, you should know what is meant by SSH. So we'll take up that concept, then you try out that. Tomorrow we'll talk about this PRs and also pull with rebase. Yesterday I told you, right? We'll be using pull rebase. So pull rebase, PRs and few options on this remote, which will complete the Git. Complete the Git in the sense, yes, we have learned in and out thoroughly on Git. Next comes the perspective how to use it on the pipelines. To use it in the pipeline, first pipeline should be created with Jenkins. So first, we need to have Jenkins. To have Jenkins, yes, Jenkins can be on Windows or Mac, anywhere. It also works on multiple operating systems. But we will get into Linux. We'll understand the Linux concepts, Linux basics. Then we'll set up our Jenkins on Linux because that's how it's widely used in our DevOps strategies. So, and that's how we'll proceed. Tomorrow we'll get to all these Git things. And then next Monday onwards, we will start with Linux and then Jenkins. Then again comes Git with the integration and all. It's not just learning the tool and completing it. We'll also integrate and create the CI/CD pipeline like in day one we discussed, right? The pipeline, complete end-to-end pipeline. So that is the agenda.
Ma'am, I have a question. Ma'am, how we can maintain the versions on the Git? Suppose we require the version 1 is the mandatory for our code. So how we can maintain? Is using by the branches in other way we can
Branches. You can use branches.
only branches. Suppose we have n numbers of the versions, so we can get the n numbers of the branches.
You can create branches, temporary purpose, merge it and delete it. Yes.
Okay.
And from tomorrow, the Zoom link will be going to be changed. You can get in touch, connect with Raj for the details and the updates. Tomorrow onwards, you'll have a separate Zoom link and the video access, everything will be private access from tomorrow.
Okay.
And
Okay.
please, like any other class, go through the quiz, go through the hands-on, okay? And any questions, note it down for tomorrow. Anything else from your end?
No, nothing.
Nothing, Brett.
Stash commands is rarely used in the projects or
Rarely used, Krishna. We don't use stash though regularly.
no? Okay, so not
And there is a, yeah, please.
it won't be used on a regular daily
No.
commands like daily work, right?
No. Like I told you, right? You do class 1 to 4 and then 3 at the end.
Correct.
Okay. And there's a question from Veerachandra, is it a holiday for Pongal? Saturday, Sunday is a Pongal, right? So it's a holiday anyway. Monday we'll have a session as usual. And there is a question from Jitendra regarding the quiz. Jitendra, are you there?
Yes.
Okay, what is Git branching? A technique used to create multiple copies of a repos. Yes, that's the answer.
But the answer showing like comment.
No, that's like I told you, I updated, but they are not updated on the portal. I'll refresh them from my end once again. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, Preeti, small question, Preeti. Actually, I came across one interview question that what do you mean by AWS DevOps? What I discussed with them regarding the AWS is a cloud and on that I apply the DevOps tools, but it is wrong. Can you help me out what it mean by AWS DevOps?
Like what is the question and like what is the exact answer you have given there?
Yeah. The question is, what do you mean by AWS DevOps? Then I have answered that AWS DevOps means I used the AWS as a cloud, and on the cloud I used the DevOps tools. But they told though, no, it is not the right answer. That is entirely different.
See, you have to elaborate the things like DevOps is a strategy. Okay, it's a strategy, it's a process. It could be implemented on any cloud or on-prem. Okay, so Your question should be elaborating and explaining what is DevOps, what is AWS, and then how you implemented it. You implemented DevOps on AWS means how did you implement it? Again, there are multiple ways you can do it. Like you created Jenkins pipelines or your Jenkins pipeline, CI/CD pipelines, right? Your infrastructure as a tool, right? All of this you may be using to spin up your infrastructure on a cloud. That's how you can implement DevOps. Or else another way is like you can also implement DevOps, pipelines on AWS by using some AWS services as well.
Yeah. I told the same actually, but they
So
asked,
mention about
they told
services
that it's
also.
sorry, AWS
Men-
DevOps will have a separate tools actually.
Separate set of services are also there. They might be
Yes.
expecting that. Like AWS code commit, code build, code deploy. Mention those things.
Right. That is the answer, I believe. Why?
Mm,
Because I discussed regarding the services what I have used.
mm,
The regarding that SNS,
mm.
S3, something EC2
Those are not
instances.
DevOps services.
No. Those are all the
They are
AWS
general
services
service.
I have discussed, right? They
See,
asked me the AWS DevOps.
okay.
So whatever you told is right.
Mm.
That
Yeah.
AWS
Actually,
commit deploy, right?
what you have to explain is first what is DevOps, what is AWS. You can implement the DevOps on AWS means how you will implement. There are certain AWS services which will help to implement DevOps, like AWS code commit, code build, code deploy, code pipeline. These are specific DevOps tools which can help you implement the DevOps on AWS. Okay,
Right.
that is AWS DevOps. But to do that, you should know all these tools, concepts you should know. Those are
Yeah.
used in less projects. They are AWS specific. You can't use those everywhere. So not that everyone is going for them. Only certain projects are going because they are AWS cloud specific, cloud bound.
Yes. Freaky.
So
I got.
actually, there is a AWS certification program, DevOps engineering professional in AWS. Is it any relation with this, like this DevOps?
Like I said, right, DevOps is a strategy. Okay, you can implement it on any cloud, but when you are implementing it on AWS or any cloud, they have their own specific set of services. So that's a certification on those services. Okay, AWS DevOps certification will not be helpful much because like I told you, right, it's a cloud bound, means you can implement it on only cloud. Those are cloud specific. Rather learn the tools completely, whatever you use for DevOps, and then have an idea. That's enough. Certificate.
Same tool will be used over there, like almost not exactly the same tool, but same kind of tools like GitOps, all Jenkins, those things will be there in AWS DevOps engineering. So
AWS services, they'll use some services to implement DevOps. Like here we are using Jenkins, right? There is a service which can replace this Jenkins, like AWS pipeline. Those services, using them, they'll implement the pipelines. But like I said, right, those are not that widely used. The problem is they're only applicable to cloud platform. So if you have some idea, if you have some knowledge, that's fine. But to know them, first of all, you should know Jenkins and all. Then you can use them better.
Okay, got it.
Hello, Preeti ma'am.
Yes.
What are the content of Git Advance?
Container?
Contents, no containers. Contents.
Okay.
Suppose a market you told about the Git Advance. So everyone do you know about the Git Advance? So what are the contents?
Git Advance.
Suppose we are using that contains this type of the features of that the Git and is the most important in the Git Advance. So that's why I'm asking about that.
Git Advance. What is Git Advance? Git Advance, I told you. Sorry, I did not understand, Rawat. Git Advance.
Never told him. Never suppose we are searching job in the market as a DevOps person. So everyone asking about do you know about the Git Advance? So what is the Git Advance?
You mean it is a tool? Do you mean it as a tool?
Yeah, just like a tool. Suppose I'm asking
I
about.
did not hear about it, Git Advance.
So
No idea. Is it a GitLab or Git Advance only or GitOps?
the Git Advance.
No idea. I know GitOps, I know GitLab, but Git Advance I'm hearing now only.
Actually, I faced the interview and there the multiple persons asked me about do you know about the Git Advance? So many I tell about I don't know. I don't know.
I hear it for the first time. And Shivakrishna says, if time permits today or tomorrow, can you explain cherry pick concept? Cherry pick concept is nothing but when you're merging, you get all the commits from one branch to another, right? You want to use only a particular commit, you merge only a particular commit. Then you use cherry pick command. That is not so important, Shivakrishna. And you can refer that on
Okay, Pratik.
documentation also. Anyway, if time permits, we'll do, okay?
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
Srihar says git stash, git rebase itself is a git advanced. Yeah. Git advanced topics means I covered git advanced topics. That's what I'm asking. Is it a tool? Rawat says it's a tool. Git advanced is a tool. So if it is a git advanced, it's as a tool name, I don't know. Git advanced concepts I have covered. Git stash, git rebase, these are all git advanced concepts. Baby, see, there were so many tools emerging in the market. Maybe I'm not sure. 1 minute, let me check. Git advance, right?
Yeah.
Git advance. Advanced git commands means git rebase, git grepping. These are, see, git advanced commands are there, but what is git advanced concept? Yeah, I mean, git advanced tool. Not git advanced commands. Let's say git advanced. Check Rawat. I think those are git advanced commands. Git advanced tools. Advanced git. Advanced git is like advanced concepts. Advanced git tool. Advanced git tool is a command line advanced git tool for searching and querying. Okay, maybe for search. Okay, Rawat, I think this is the one.
Yeah, ma'am.
Is a command line advanced git tool for searching and querying information about repositories as well as cloning with the fastest and parallel clone processing feature. It's a command CLI. I'm not having idea on it. You can refer this. There's no much documentation also. Okay, here it is on the. Okay, you can refer this. Curated this topic. I don't see this is widely being used. Maybe very rare. Go through it to have some idea. All right. See, but whatever you have learned, with whatever you have learned till now, you can definitely explore these things. This is not nothing big, a small CLI. There are CLIs, add-ons will be there. There'll be always something or the other emerging in the market. Okay, you master the things we discuss here. That is more than enough. It's not that everyone needs Git advanced, even though that's, see, out of 10 interview questions, not that we'll answer all the 10. That's not possible. Okay, you make it, let's say out of 10, you cover all the other 7 questions. That's good to deal with. Because like I told you, right, there are a plethora of CLI tools, add-ons, options emerging in the market for DevOps. So we never know how it is. But whatever you have learned, master and expertise them. That is good to go. All right, then. Yeah, that is all from my end. Anything else, you can reach out to me, and anything else for the details from tomorrow, you can get in touch with Raj. Okay. All right, then. Bye, everyone. Have a good day. See you all
Thank you,
tomorrow.
Preeti.